The end of mankind is here. AI is finally taking over the courtrooms. California is now using AI systems to, help scheduling with the process. Who knows if court clerks will ever exist again? This is a bit dramatic. But how are the court systems going to be affected by AI? We've talked about AI in the past. We understand that lawyers have been disbarred from trying to cite wrong cases from using ChatGPT, but now the court systems are using it. And where's the crossover going to be? What do you think is going to happen in New Jersey, New York, where we practice, Florida? Is AI going to take over the courts? I would like to see an AI judge, maybe a hologram of a judge up there, and we could go.
They may not yell at you.
Yeah,
the real ones.
Not true. I'm going to get yelled at in court regardless.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're getting yelled at by the judge, it means you're pushing the right buttons sometimes. That's my belief. But anyway.
We've seen videos, right? There are videos of either pro se parties, right? And pro se means without an attorney, using a video at court of an AI attorney and a court calling them out. And it was amazing.
That was amazing.
Or lawyers using ChatGPT to assist in writing briefs, and those lawyers not actually checking the citations, which is bonkers. But this is, we'll take a step back, because court clerks are not about to lose their job, at least not today, not tomorrow, not in the next few years. But California has taken steps to implement regulations where they can look at AI and how can AI help their policies and procedures, and they help them work more efficiently. And that's what it's the start. But if you read enough sci-fi, or you see some of this stuff, it's a little scary about where we're going with AI and what jobs that's going to take away, and how close are we to a lot of not manual, not working with your hands type jobs. So whether you're a coder, right? Whether what you do, or whether you edit photography and videos, right? Can an AI do that? Like, can an AI write an estate plan? Can an AI process a divorce? Can an AI write a business contract?
And
it's problematic.
I think yes to all of that. Yeah. AI is going to have that capability, and I want the AI robot in my house doing my laundry, because I hate doing laundry.
What kind of AI robot?
Yeah, whatever it is. But I personally don't think AI is just going to eradicate jobs forever. I still think that machines need to be controlled by people. It's my personal opinion. You guys think the end of the world is coming?
You're outdated on that thinking.
You think the end of the world is coming? I don't. I know I could probably still beat up a robot if I have to, unplug them, But side note, back to the court related aspects, and this is not AI generated, but I used to clerk for a judge, Dana Winslow, in Nassau County Supreme Court. And he was forward thinking, and he allowed the jurors to take handwritten notes during med mal trials, because the medical terminology was so in depth, it was so confusing that the jurors couldn't make a proper decision during the trial. So is there going to come a time where there's going to be AI acting as jurors? Right? Are they going to be able to process this information, juror of your peers? But is AI there going to be able, are jurors or judges going to be able to use AI to maybe help make decisions? And that's a problem, because every court's got different rules. Every jurisdiction's got different rules. The AI could learn that. But, even when it comes to policies and procedures, I'm late on a filing. I email the judge, please, sir, your honor, court, respectfully, this was submitted late. Can you allow me an extension? That's court's discretion. That's the clerk's discretion. They call it a practice for a reason. Attorneys make mistakes. They don't like to admit it, but attorneys make mistakes. The judge has the ability to make the discretional decisions based on error. How is AI going to maybe, stop lawsuits from happening, or is it going to help? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because if we make a mistake, you miss a deadline, whatever it is, you got to seek some leeway, some lenience from the court system. And if you have a computer running things at that point, is that leeway, is that discretion going to be there? They can build it in, I'm sure, but is it the same? I don't know. It's a weird time we're living in when it comes to AI and lots of other things. But with AI, it is a weird time.
Oh, yeah. I see that it could be great for court systems, maybe with help filing, scheduling things on there. But you're going to take away great people that have great jobs and they have great benefits to the state, because that's the other thing. Right now, today, it's exciting. It's innovative what we're seeing. But when they start really getting a handle on it, and AI can then create further AI and fix itself and learn from itself, things like that. I believe the humans are not going to be able to control it. Is what I think.
You're thinking Judgment Day. You're thinking Terminator.
I'm thinking Terminator Judgment Day for sure, 100%.
I'm like John.
It's not
Connor.
broke. Don't
I'm
fix
coming
it.
to save the world. Listen,
Yeah.
AI is a tool. You have to treat it like a tool. You have to be careful with it because it can learn from itself. I hope it doesn't take away jobs. I know it already has. Guess what, guys? Manufacturing of cars is done by robots. You know, nobody's in there piecing together unless it's a Phantom Rolls Royce.
Did you see
or
on
a
Netflix
Ferrari.
the Megan Fox movie where she's the robot? Like that's innovative. That's
that,
okay.
That you like. That
Yeah.
you like. All right, so a good-looking AI robot is what you're interested in.
I'm just saying. Listen,
I'm just saying. Yeah.
it's easy on the eyes.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know how the AI robots are gonna take over the world. You guys are nuts for thinking that.
Sci-fi, all that stuff, 100%. But it's crazy, like to think of what could be a possibility.
I think, it's not all doom and gloom, right? AI is doing a lot of amazing things, and they're going to continue to do a lot of amazing things. But the loss of jobs as this goes on, if it's not tightly regulated, is going to be significant. And I think you end up looking at a situation where you have a significant portion of the population not able to be employed because the jobs in which they're trained for, they went to school for,
Or lack of training.
Wait.
or don't exist.
Let me propose a question. I know you guys have both been in court and you've been in the judges' chambers, right? How many times have you walked into a judge's chambers where you're trying to get a decision and the judge says, I'm sorry, I got 700 cases on my docket and I just can't get to it, right? Mm-hmm. You've seen that?
All the time.
All the time, right?
Yeah.
It was just in federal court, the judge was telling me he has 500 cases on his docket. He passed me off to another judge.
Just tell him, rule my favorite judge. I'll go home and you have $4.99.
That's typically what I say. But if the judges, right, start using AI to scan these arguments, motion, opposing motion, reply, whatever it is, whatever court system you use, however the motion practice is decided on. If now the court system can now scan every single motion, argument, which is decided on its papers, right, based off of some sort of generative learning on how the judge thinks on certain matters, and they could rule on 200 cases in a matter of days as opposed to months and years, it saves cost, right? Now, the judge still has to do his due diligence and review the decision. Yep, I agree with this. Boom, ruled in his favor. Nope, disagree with this, denied. Order granted, order denied. Whatever the case may be.
Why do you need to pay that judge then? Get somebody a little cheaper that has general knowledge. I mean, but this is what I would do. You're running a business, right?
The judge still makes the decision.
But isn't it the same person that comes in that's 60 years old, says, I just got laid off from a job, I have all these years of experience. They hired a new guy or a new woman they're paying a third to, and they're doing 3 times more work than I am. Get somebody younger or get somebody older that maybe that will accept less. I mean, there's different ways to do it, but I wouldn't go on that AI is the future.
All I'm saying is the court is backlogged. They've always been backlogged. COVID backlogged them even worse.
Of course, sure.
How do you use AI?
How do you use AI to
help the backlog?
Yeah, to help the backlog and become more efficient. AI is for efficiency, right? It's for production. It's not there.
But who's checking the AI?
Well,
that's the problem.
That's why you need
and
the
California
humans.
loves to do this, but they can't even run their state the right way. That's why this is a shit show waiting to happen.
I'll stick with facts and not opinions.
Yeah. Go back to AI. Go back to Josh. What were you saying?
But it's sort of like baseball, right? So you sort of they're using AI computers to call balls and strikes. At least they did it in preseason.
They did a trial.
And they're trial running that. But you're losing that human element, which makes baseball or any other sport, that much more exciting. I'm a hockey guy, right? And I wouldn't want AI referees going out there and saying what's a penalty and what's not a penalty. Half the fun are the refs doing their thing, and when you have an AI looking at legal documents and analyzing them for what's correct, right? What wins the day?
But we already have that.
That's a problem.
We have video replay. We already have down to the grain of grass to see if the guy's foot was inbounds on the touchdown catch. We already have technology taking over sports, and whether you agree with it or disagree with it, baseball, the America's pastime, whatever they call it, right? There's already computers moving in. So it's like, you know, and I understand what you're saying.
You still need the human element
100%
on top of it.
You need the human element. Anyway, AI. I hope the world's not going to get taken over by iRobot or whoever.
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day.
Rich would be okay if it was a bunch of Megan Fox robots.
Yes, we did confirm
Stop,
that.
stop.
Yeah. Don't. Anyway, AI in the court systems. New news, breaking news, whatever you want to say. Let's see how it affects New Jersey, New York, Florida, states that we practice. Hopefully, it makes the court systems more efficient. But hopefully, you get an AI decision in your favor. Otherwise, you know, an appeal is coming. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about AI in the court systems.